welcome back to another cozy reading vlog. It is Saturday morning and I thought I would check in and start off a new video. So as you saw in my last video and as you see behind me, we have a new little family member. I will introduce you to her. She's kind of in sleepy mode right now. I don't want to disturb her unless she just sometimes she does this funny thing where she's sleepy and then she just like explodes into playful mode. So we'll see if that happens as I talk, but this is our girl, little Henrietta. We call her Hetty for short, and she has been an absolute joy. We got her a week ago today. We got her last Saturday, and this week has been so much fun. I haven't had a cat since I was a kid. My family had a cat that was actually my dad's cat up until I was in 5th grade when he passed away. He was a really, really old, very well-loved cat. I think he passed away when he was 18 or 19. Ever since then, I haven't had a cat. I've always wanted one. But with our living situations, my husband and I, we weren't able to make it happen until last weekend. And this past week has just been an absolute joy. She has been so much fun. Going to work and having her be here while I'm at work has been such a trial because all I want is to be home with her. She's very snuggly. She's very playful. She is just absolutely wonderful. And I am so beyond thrilled to have her here. And we like playing with her. We've been playing with her with little toys like these. We have a few of these hanging around. She likes jingle balls too. So she has just been so much fun. But I also wanted to update you on some reading updates. I am still reading Northanger Abbey. I'm so very slowly making my way through that book, but I also reread 84 Charing Cross Road this past week at work, and I'm also thinking I'm gonna wanna, because I listened to it on audiobook. The audiobook for 84 Charing Cross Road is amazing, but I started rereading it physically. As I drink my morning coffee, I'm gonna have my coffee and read my book and hang out with our little girl. This morning, I am really excited for a readerly weekend. I just want to read as much as humanly possible and hang out with my cat, hang out with my husband. That's the plan for this weekend, so I'm very happy to have you here. This book is just so funny. There's so many funny bits. If you've never heard of 84 Charing Cross Road, I feel like if you're here and if you're a book lover, you have probably heard of it before, but just in case you haven't, it is, I'm going to read the back because I feel like it'll explain it better than I can. This charming classic, first published in 1970, brings together 20 years of correspondence between Helene Hanff, a freelance writer living in New York City, and a used book dealer in London. Through the years, though never meeting and separated both geographically and culturally, they share a winsome, sentimental friendship based on their mutual love for books. The relationship captured so acutely in these letters is one that will grab your heart and refuse to let go. So this is all letters. It is nonfiction. These are letters that actually were sent back and forth from like 1949 until 1969, and they're a hoot and a half. The writer, Helene Hanff, is so funny. She kind of picks on her friends at Marks and Co., which is the bookstore that she writes to. Here's a funny one. Okay, April 15th, 1950. Well, all I have to say to you, Frank Doel, is we live in desperate, destructive, and degenerate times when a bookshop, starts tearing up beautiful old books to use as wrapping paper. I said to John Henry when he stepped out of it, "Would you believe a thing like that, Your Eminence?" And he said he wouldn't. You tore up that book in the middle of a major battle, and I didn't even know which war it was. The Newman arrived almost a week ago, and I'm just beginning to recover. This is a first edition that she was really excited to receive from Marks & Co. I keep it on the table with me all day. Every now and then I stop typing and reach over and touch it. Not because it's a first edition, I just never saw a book so beautiful. I feel vaguely guilty about owning it. All that gleaming leather and gold stamping and beautiful type belongs in a pine-paneled library of an English country home. It wants to be read by the fire in a gentleman's leather easy chair, not on a second-hand studio couch in a one-room hovel and a broken-down brownstone front. I want the Q anthology. I'm not sure how much it was. I lost your last letter. I think it was about $2. I'll enclose those 2 singles. If I owe you more, please let me know. Why don't you wrap it in pages LCXX1 and LCX111 so I can at least find out who won the battle and what war it was. P.S. Have you got Sam Pepys' diary over there? I need him for long winter evenings. That's just a sample. That's one letter here in the book. She's just so funny, and it's just such an absolute joy. And that letter was also a really good example of how she describes some of the books. They're so beautifully described, and I'm right there with her. Books like that just feel beautiful and look beautiful are just, they really appeal to the reader's heart, don't they? So I thought I would share that little bit with you. I'm gonna reread this physically, and then I'm probably going to switch to either Northanger Abbey or maybe something else. I do really want to finish Northanger Abbey. I am so enjoying it, but I do have some other wintry books that I'm eyeing for the Christmas season. Thanksgiving is next week, and I am not trying to rush fall away. I really enjoy this time of year. I love fall. But we did have our first snow yesterday. As you could see, I filmed a few clips that I'll use for the opening of this video. But after that first snowfall, and with Christmas coming up so quickly, I'm really excited for winter and for the Christmas season. So after Thanksgiving, next weekend, I'm probably going to decorate our Christmas tree and put our Christmas decorations up. So I'll be sure to film that in a separate video as well. So thank you very much for being here for this little weekend reading vlog. I'm very happy that you are here, and I'm excited to introduce you to our Hetty girl when she's not so sleepy. Isn't she cute? She's just perched up there on the corner of our couch. So, all right, I'm gonna read a little bit more of 84 Charing Cross Road. This is Hetty. All right, hello, welcome back. It's been a number of hours since I last talked to you. I was able to finish rereading 84 Charing Cross Road this morning. Hetty and I settled into the couch. We sat and just snuggled for a few hours, and that is when I was able to finish reading, physically reading 84 Charing Cross Road. It was so much fun. I feel like one of the things I love about reading is when you make just specific memories of the times and places when you read specific books. And I have a couple of those. Like the first time I read Murder on the Orient Express, I read it during a blizzard, which really fit in well. I remember reading And Then There Were None on a train ride on the way home from a visit to New York City. And this morning, I think I'm always going to remember the time that I reread 84 Charing Cross Road with my cat for the first time. It was the first time she had ever snuggled with me like that, so it really did feel like a special moment. So I enjoyed this so much. If you're a book lover like me and you haven't read this book yet, please take this as your sign to read it now. So I wanted to mention that, and also mention quickly my sweater. My Gilmore Girls fans will appreciate this. I just wanted to point it out. All I want to do is read. I've been reading all day, it feels like. I took a quick break early in the afternoon. I did some vacuuming. I took a shower. As you can probably tell, my hair looks a little bit fresher, but I have just so been enjoying reading, and I just kind of want to read all night long, and I wonder if that's what I'm gonna do. So I just wanted to kind of mention the few books that I'm reading right now. I, of course, am reading Northanger Abbey. I'm chugging along with this still, piece by piece, and enjoying it so much. I also started listening to Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. This was on my TBR from the beginning of the year. I have had my eye on this for a while. This has been on my shelf, gosh, for at least a year. I think I might have gotten it a year ago from Barnes & Noble. And I started it. I'm really enjoying it. This might be a fun book to read physically, but I am enjoying the audiobook as well. So I have this guy. And as I mentioned in my previous video, I did borrow Father Brown short stories from the library. I feel like if I am going to be reading a lot tonight, it might be nice to, in the midst of my other reading, pop in a short story or two. So I have that. Read a couple of those and they're a lot of fun. And then finally, I have another book that is kind of on the newer side, was published within the last couple of years, and was on my TBR to read this year, and I haven't gotten around to it yet, but I did find it available at my local library. That is The Unmaking of June Farrow by Adrienne Young. I really enjoy Adrienne Young's books. I've read the last few books she's published, and they're a lot of fun. And I haven't read this one yet, and I can't believe that I haven't. I do have the audiobook on Libro FM waiting for me, so this might be another one that would be fun to listen to during the week. But if I find myself in the situation where I need a book, this might be a fun one to throw in as well. But I have this book on loan for another week or so. So if I don't read it this weekend, this might be a fun one to listen to this upcoming week while I'm at work, and also while I'm cooking and baking for Thanksgiving. So there's this one as well. I just wanted to mention those few books. I think before dinner, it's almost 4 o'clock now, and as you can tell, it's already starting to get dark. I may just read a little bit more Northanger Abbey. I also want to mention I have been reading piece by piece the Count of Monte Cristo as well, and I'll pop the cover of the book up here. I don't have my physical copy right in front of me, but I'm mostly reading that on Kindle because that book is ginormous and it's much more comfortable to read just on the Kindle. But those are some of the things I might be reading this weekend. It has been such a fun day and fun weekend, and I'm so excited for a nice cozy readerly night. Have some dinner, maybe watch a movie tonight too, we shall see. So those are the books that are on my radar so far this weekend.